I'm back with another video. This is Tay, and I'm going to show you how to transform from this into this. So we're going to be doing a fall time inspired look with nice soft wavy beachy hair. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieve this look, please keep watching because we're going to be doing everything from hair to makeup. So I'm going to start off with doing my hair first, and I always like to start off with doing my hair first because I feel like when I'm doing my hair I'm using heat products, so I don't want my makeup to start getting all hot and moist and sweaty. So I like to do my hair first, and what I'm doing is sectioning off my hair so that I can start in smaller sections for curls. Now that the hair is sectioned off, I like to brush through it to take out any tangles, and then I separate it. Once it's separated, I take the flat iron and I run the flat iron through the hair in a curl going backwards. I like a more Farrah Fawcett type of curl, or a curl that is pretty much curled backwards, because I feel like it frames the face better. So I take the flat iron, put the hair in it, twist backwards, and pull down. That's the best way I can explain it, so I hope you understand what I mean. So as you see here, it leaves a very soft, bouncy, nice kind of curl. On the opposite side, I'm going to repeat the same process, taking the hair, wrapping it through the flat iron, and pulling downwards. So as you can see, I'm pretty much going to be doing the same process all throughout the head. I'm also going to be taking hair down from the bun and sectioning it off and curling that as well too. Once I get to the top of the head, I take my flat iron, I flip it upside down, and I take the hair and roll it inside of the flat iron like you see here. The reason why I do that is so that it gives a very nice swoop in the front. So right here, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the flat iron, I'm going to flip that flat iron upside down and twist and pull. However, as you see, it did not come out the same way as the other side, so please do as I say and not as I do, because I messed up here, but you can't really tell once it's brushed out. So now it's time to work on these baby hairs and this hairline. So I'm going to take some tweezers and of course tweeze out some of the excess hair so that the hairline will look more natural. So what I like to do is I separate the baby hairs and then I pluck the hairline because I feel like that looks more natural. Then I'm going to take some hairspray onto a toothbrush and lay those baby hairs down like that. Here you see me spraying some hairspray to tame the flyaways. So now that we got the hair out of the way, it is time to move on to some makeup. What you didn't see me do, which I did do off camera, is I pinned up each side of my part so that the curls won't drop in the front. To start out this look, I'm going to be starting with foundation. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation number 360 Mocha, and I'm going to apply that all over the face, making sure that it's nice and even. Now moving on to concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer number 30 Cafe, and I'm going to apply that pretty much wherever I want my face to be highlighted, which are the typical areas. Then I'm going to blend it out, making sure that everything is blended evenly and that it doesn't look too bright. Now that the concealer is blended, I'm going to move on to setting that area with some powder. I'm going to be using the Olive Sand powder by Ben Nye, and I'm going to set all the areas of my face where I highlighted. Once I'm done highlighting, I move on to contouring, and the contour that I like to use is by Black Radiance. It's their pressed powder in the shade Ebony. Once I finish contouring, I move on to setting the contour in place. I like to use the e.l.f. HD setting powder in the color Sheer. Now it's time to move on to brows. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Ebony. This is a witch hunt, and I plan this prison break no matter how long it might take. I'm gonna break these bars down one by one until I can recreate even a semblance of sanity with all the shit that I'm handling. Might look like a cakewalk, but I'll show you that it hasn't been. But I know it's not my story that you know. Just the standard line of those who came up from below. As above, so below. So below, as above, so below. Once I'm done filling in my eyebrows, I like to move on to concealing and shaping them with concealer. So I'm going to be using the Ruby Kisses HD Smart Blend Concealer in the shade Caramel, and then I'm going to blend that out. Every one of us anonymous. You don't know it, but you heard of us. You know my style, you know my mind. Even if you don't realize. Now that I'm done baking, I'm going to blend out the powder, and then I'm going to spray some water on my face just to kind of wake my skin back up from being heavily powdered down. Now to make these cheekbones stand out, I'm going to be using Champagne Pop by Becca. Moving on to eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this really pretty sparkly brown kind of color all over my lid. I'm going to apply it with my fingers to really pack in that color. This palette is by Makeup Forever. Now I'm going to be moving on to the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. I'm taking a really dark brown and a reddish brown, and I'm going to work that into the crease and outer third of my eye using windshield wiper motions back and forth. Now from that same palette, I'm just going to take a little bit of black and smudge that into the outer third of my eye. Not a lot, just a little to add some depth and definition. Can't you see how I feel, babe? Curious. Here I'm using the e.l.f. 3-in-1 mascara just to add a thin layer of mascara on my lashes before I put on my falsies. The lashes that I'm going to be using are from a company called Iris Beauty. You can find them on Instagram. These lashes that I'm wearing today are called Athena. Moving on to lips, I'm going to be using the OCC Lip Tar pencil in the shade Sybil. Here I'm going to be blending out the OCC Lip Tar pencil so that the lines are not so harsh and defined, and so that it'll blend better with the lipstick. The lipstick that I'm going to be using is by MAC, and it's called All Fired Up. And now we're pretty much done with everything. So I'm just taking down my pens, fixing my little swoops on the side here, and we are done. Where you going? I see you trying to press that X up there, girl. We ain't done yet. We still have a little bit of things to talk about, so keep on watching.
So this is the finished result. You know, very nice, easy, nothing too complicated to where you feel like you can't really do this. You know, the nice kind of dark reddish kind of lip with a nice soft smoky eye. That's kind of like my go-to fall look. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of pop in and talk about the hair really quick before I go off about my day. This hair is from Berry Hair Company, and this hair is absolutely fabulous. I got 3 bundles. I got a 22-inch, 20-inch, and an 18-inch with a 16 4x4 free parting closure. The hair texture is perfect. It's very smooth, soft, silky, great luster and shine throughout the hair. I haven't seen any, like, you know, white strands of hair or gray hairs, which, you know, I don't really find to be really attractive when I see certain hair. Like, I'll see like white pieces of hair. I haven't seen any of that. I ended up using about 2 3/4 of my bundles. So I used the 22-inch, the 20-inch, and 3/4 of the 18-inch to make this wig. And I would say it came out pretty fabulous. It holds a curl really nicely, doesn't carry a funny scent or anything like that. I dyed the knots of this closure and it took to the dye perfectly. It shed just a little bit, and I think it's kind of my fault because I did cut the wefts at the top here so that it won't be bulky at the top. So that's kind of my fault. So maybe that's why the shedding is happening, but it's so minor to the point where you don't even notice it. Like if I pass my brush through it right now or my comb through it right now, like there's not going to be hairs, you know what I mean? It's just more so that I kind of noticed the shedding only because of the fact that I cut my wefts and I didn't super glue the ends of it back. But so far so good. I love this hair, super silky, makes me feel like a mermaid because it's super long. Like look at that shine, you know what I mean? Super pretty. And it has a life of its own. It moves with the wind. It's not stiff or anything like that. It has body. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm going to have all the information about this hair down in the description box so that you can check it out on their Instagram or on their website. They also sell their hair on AliExpress. Fantastic customer service. I have no complaints. So I want you to check them out. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you like the tutorial and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.